Hey guys, so I'm finally back with another video. I know I have not been posting videos and I will explain. I was getting so frustrated with YouTube. It wasn't letting me upload videos. It was either, I tried if it was long, short, time of the day, different day of the week, whatever it was. It was just getting so frustrating, it wouldn't let me upload. So I ended up actually deleting all my videos and was just kind of like, the heck with it. I'm not gonna even mess with it anymore. But I wanted to come on here really quick and show you some of the things that I have purchased in the last, I think my last video was like in June. So I guess in the last 6-7 months, these are the things that I have acquired. And that's another thing, that's another reason I haven't really been posting any unboxing videos, because I stopped buying from Louis Vuitton. I was so discouraged and upset with the quality of the items I was receiving that I just stopped purchasing. So today I just want to show you I've acquired 3 things since my last video, and the first thing that I purchased was the Louis Vuitton Empreinte key holder. And I know this is an older item, but I heard that they were going to be discontinuing this item. So I had been wanting to add this piece for a long time. I just never did for whatever reason. And I was finally able to get it and add it to my collection, which I'm so happy, because I checked yesterday and this is call for availability. They have the Marine Rouge. Oh, it's my dog. I was like, who is in my house? There's nobody here. Hey. It's one of my dogs. So anyway, that made me nervous, sorry. So anyway, I acquired that, and I kind of noticed that it was call for availability online, and I noticed that the stock in the stores was quickly diminishing, so I hurried up and I snatched up the one in the Noir. I did have the Marine Rouge one, but I decided to return that one and just keep the Noir, because I felt like the Marine Rouge was, the embossing just wasn't as deep as this one, so that's why I ended up keeping that piece. The second item I purchased was the Bumbag. Yep. I got on the Bumbag bandwagon. This bag is so pretty. Like, it's just so pretty. I have not had a chance to use it because it's been raining and snowing here, so kind of bummed out. But as soon as it quits raining and snowing, I'm definitely going to use this bag. I can't wait. I know in the beginning I wasn't really into the Bumbag, and then I had an opportunity to try it on in store, and I was like, I fell in love with it right away. And that doesn't really happen a lot with me with bags. I will either think about it, but I had to have that bag. I just had to have it. So then the third item that I got was the Palm Springs PM. This has the zipper on the outside of the lip now. And the zipper is awesome. Sorry, my dog is running around down here. Okay, so those are the 3 bags that I wanted to jump on here and let you know. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, you already have the Palm Springs PM in that, canvas. You're right, I did. And I actually went and exchanged my bag because the corners right here, this one and this one, were peeling. The flower, the way the canvas laid on my old bag, it was shifted over just a little bit here. And a whole leaf of the flower was gone. And on this side as well, it was just completely gone. I don't know how it happened. I'm very careful with my stuff. And so I have absolutely no idea how it happened. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to get the bag again, but I was able to get one. So I actually just did the exchange. I'm going to use it, and if I see anything weird going on with this bag within the first 30 days, I'm taking it back, and I'm not going to get it again. Because I was really hesitant about getting it again because of the corners, and to be honest with you, I still kind of am. I've carried it one time so far, and the zipper is just so awesome, and this bag is actually bigger than my old one, so I don't know what the deal is with that. I can now fit an iPad in here. As before, I would have to kind of put the iPad at an angle and then push it into the bag. So I never actually was able to carry my iPad or really carry this as a travel bag because it wasn't functional for me. Now I can fit my iPad plops right in there. So that was one of the things that I noticed when I was comparing the bag to my old bag. This one was bigger, but I thought, no, maybe it's just my eye picking it up, like it just looks bigger. No, it really is bigger. It's definitely wider, and it's taller. It has to be taller because otherwise it won't fit. The iPad won't fit back here, because if you see, it kind of is at an angle. And see the top of it, how it kind of angles down. So it was really hard. I think my other one may have even angled down a little more, or maybe it just looked like that because the zipper was pushed back under the lip. The other thing I noticed are the straps. I don't know if you can tell in this lighting, but these straps are not as dark as my old straps. It's almost like they look like they're faded. See how the middle part here looks darker than the outside? So my other bag was not like that. It was all this dark black leather. And at first when I saw the bag, I wasn't sure if I liked that, because I was like, oh, that looks like it's faded or something like that. Now my eye is kind of used to it because I've had the bag for about a week and a half now. And the other thing I noticed is I think the straps aren't as poofy as my old one, because these straps actually, because a lot of times when I carry the bag, I will carry it on one shoulder like that. You know, only if I'm like walking a lot or I have my son with me, I will put it on both shoulders. But my old bag would always just, and it would just slip. It took me a long time to try to get this to kind of curve around my shoulder and stay. This bag is not like that. So that's why I think the straps aren't as poofy as my old one. They're just not as thick, I don't think. The other thing I noticed was the top handle here is kind of more of like a rectangular shape. It was like that, but from me kind of holding it, it's looped up like that. But when I first got my other bag, my other one was like that. So I'm hoping eventually it'll kind of go up like that. The other thing that was different was the loop down here. This loop is actually wider. Like, let's see if I can get it. This part, it's wider. And it sticks out just a little bit more than my old one did. The other thing I noticed was the interior is not really, it doesn't seem to really be connected to the canvas. There's a lot of space I can feel between the interior lining and the actual canvas. And at first, I didn't like that. I was like, my bag doesn't feel like that, you know? But maybe they did that for a specific reason. I'm not sure. And then, of course, they changed the zipper. I couldn't do that with my old bag at all. So now the bag, you can pretty much just open the bag flat and get anything you want. It still has the pocket back here. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but it still has the pocket. This one was actually made in the United States. My old bag was made in France. And it seems like every bag I've gotten that's made in France has an issue with it. So I've kind of told myself if it's made in France, it doesn't really mean much, because I feel like every single bag I've ever purchased that was made in France had an issue with it, or it was flawed in some way and I had to take it back. So although I do like to see the made in France, I'm not really oh my God, is it a made in France bag? I'm not really like that anymore, because I haven't had, honestly, to be honest, I have not had one single issue with any of my made in USA bags. None. So anyway, I thought I would just give y'all a quick rundown. I also feel like the straps are a little shorter, because I think my old strap would kind of come a little bit further underneath here, and it may be because this bag is actually taller than my old bag. The straps may be the same length, it's just the bag is taller. Now, I'm not sure if they have changed the dimensions on the bag online. I know that the SKU number has changed, but I figured it was just because of the zipper. But I guess they have just revamped some things on the bag, and I would say this leather, you know, these straps are one of those things, because you can kind of tell like that. It's like, it's different. It's not the same color black at all. So anyway, I didn't really want to turn this video into a, you know, all about the Palm Springs. I really just wanted to get on here and show you the things that I have purchased, and then I was going to do individual videos, but now that I've done this, I might as well just keep going with it. This pocket seems to be the same. I was able to see actually two of these backpacks, and the other one, if you look online, the pocket is more flat. It's like flat like this and squared off, you know? My backpack, my old one, was more like this one, where the pocket kind of is just, you know, it kind of curves a little bit here, and it's not just flat and like the other one I saw, the second I saw it, I was like, no, I don't like that one. It just did not look good to me because of the pocket. So And then the thing that I also was looking for was the bottom of the bag. This bag does concern me a little bit because this corner does poke out a bit. So see, you can see kind of how sharp it is there. And this one's more of a round. So this corner is concerning to me. As you can see, the bag isn't even. When they sewed this bag, they didn't really make it even. It's looking at it on my screen now, it really doesn't look even, but it's because of this. It's kind of hangs over a little bit. If you can, I don't know if you can tell that it does that. But when I was looking at the bag, this one was better because the flowers were offset. They weren't right on this part of the corner. They're a little offset. And even my CA said that's the better one, you know, to her as well. Anyway, the other things that I just kind of look for, I always look the bag over, every speck of it. I always look at, you know, the ends of the straps to make sure they're not like smudged up. And these little, I call them like little ear flap things that come out. I don't know what they're really called. I make sure those aren't smudged up. So I wish I would have taken pictures of my old bag so I could put them in the video and show y'all exactly what happened with the bag. But I'm an idiot and I didn't do it. And when my CA told me that she had one in, I had been waiting a month already for her to tell me she had one. And I was kind of running out of time to do the exchange because she told me, you know, and I don't know if she just told me this, but numerous people told me, you know, make sure you go before your year is up on the bag. Otherwise, you might have problems getting an exchange. So let me just tell you a little bit about the exchange process for this. Initially, I took the bag in. I noticed the corners were wearing like that. The flower on this particular corner was broken. It literally looked like just a sharp corner. It was like this. A piece had just been taken out of it. And I was like, at first I thought it was my eyes. And I was like, wait, no. That flower is messed up. Like, what? I have no idea how it happened. I didn't brush up against anything. I didn't slide my bag on anything. Like not even like moving it on, you know, a piece of furniture or something. I always just pick my bag up and set it down. I don't throw my bags around, so I have absolutely no idea how it happened. But it did. My CA said, you know, maybe it was like that when you got it and you didn't notice it. And a part of me thinks that, yes, that is what happened. That these corners were already messed up and I didn't notice it. So now I know to really check the corners on things. Anyway, I had been using the bag maybe 4 times and noticed that the corners were like that. I took it into my CA, which at that point I had already had the bag about 3 months, but I hadn't carried it except for the last month of having it, and I had only carried it about 4 times. So she told me, oh, just carry it. They're not gonna do anything for that. I can't even see what you're talking about. And I was just kind of like, I was kind of devastated because I had never actually had a bag of mine have an issue like this. None of my bags have ever had any type of peeling issue or like a canvas issue. Like, no, I've never had that before on any of my bags, and I still don't. So I was really devastated because this bag is not cheap, and for the amount of money you're paying for this bag, it should last more than 4 wears. That's just my opinion. So anyway, I got really pissed off about it, put the bag in the dust bag. I didn't carry it for like a month, and then I said, you know, I better start carrying the bag, because if I wait too long, then I'm gonna miss my chance to see if anything is gonna happen with it within the year. So I took the bag back out, I started using it. I was even more careful with the bag, and slowly but surely I started noticing that the bottom leaf right here, it was gone. It was completely gone. This corner was also just like rubbing away. Like the canvas itself, it looked like there were little bubbles in it, and then just the flower was rubbed off. Like, and it was just like this dark brown under there. It kind of looked like that with no flower. So I'm not sure like why that would happen or why it would look like that. So anyway, fast forward until Thanksgiving week. I was back home in Texas, and I ended up taking this bag with me, and I walked into the Louis Vuitton Neiman Marcus, and the lady said, oh, how do you like your backpack? And I said, I love this bag, it's my favorite bag, but my corners are peeling. And she said, what? She was like, let me see. So I handed her my bag, and she looked at it, and she's like, how long have you had it? And I was like, I told her the whole spiel, and she was like, I was like, I mean, my bag, she was like, your bag looks brand new except for your corners. She's like, there's absolutely no wear and tear on this bag except for your corners right here. And I was like, I know, and it's an odd place to have wear and tear. You would think it would be back here on these back corners, because this is what's rubbing up against your clothing. And she said, yeah, that's bizarre. She said, well, I'll give you a credit or an exchange. I'm sorry, what? She literally looked at my bag 60 seconds, if that, and told me that. So I was amazed and shocked at the same time. You know, I was just like, what do I do? So my husband told me, I'm gonna set this down because I do have it packed full of stuff and it's heavy. So I asked, you know, I told my husband, I was like, do you think I should exchange it? You know, what do you think? I mean, this bag's really, he has no clue as to how expensive this bag is, or, you know, whatever. And he said, no, everything's gonna have wear and tear. And I said, but it's not wear and tear, it's defect, you know? And he was like, no, because if you give the bag up, then you're gonna be crying about missing your bag, just like with the other bag you had. And I said, yeah, you're probably right. So fast forward to about a week or two later, I was back here, and I asked my CA about this bum bag, if she had one, and she had one. So I went to the store, and I took my backpack with me, and I said, you know, I just happened to tell her about the bag, you know, and I really wasn't looking for her to do anything. And I said, yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to go back there. I'm like, she gave it to me in writing. I had the lady write it down that she would give me a credit for it. I was like, so I guess I'm gonna have to go back down there so I can get a credit or get a different bag. And she's like, oh, well, let me get my store manager. So her store manager came over, and she was giving me the stink eye because she was probably irritated that someone has an issue, as we all are when someone has an issue and they're complaining. But I wasn't really complaining. I just told her what happened. And the lady is like looking over my bag. I mean, she's really looking over my bag. She takes my bag, and she like just, I'm not gonna do it right now, but she tips my bag all the way upside down, and I have all kinds of stuff in there like organized, and I'm like, all my stuff is like whoosh, down. I'm like, oh my God. So she's like looking at everything, and so as she's looking at it, I can tell she was just like, I don't really know what she was thinking, but I was like, look, my bag, it looks brand new. Even the store manager at the other store said that. And she goes, yeah, I mean, your bag is in really good condition. Like, it's great condition. It looks like you just pulled it off the shelf. And I said, I know, except for the corners, which is very irritating to me because I haven't had this issue with any of my bags. And she was like, after about 15 or 20 minutes, she finally says, okay, I'll offer you a store credit or an exchange. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, do I have to do it right now? Because at the time I was kind of like, I don't know what I should do. So she said no. So I had my CA write it down, put it in writing, and she couldn't order me one at the time. So she said, keep texting me and have me check. She said, because I'll forget. And I was like, okay. So I kept texting her to see if she could order one. Finally, she said she was getting one in stock. I went and looked at it and it was like, yuck. That was the one I did not care for. So I didn't want to run out of time. So I just went ahead and said, you know what, just take my bag and give me a store credit. I said, because at this point, I don't even know if I want that bag. I was like, I'm so frustrated with this bag. I just don't know. She took my bag, got the store credit. So the whole weekend, I kept wanting to go and grab this bag. And I was like, oh, it's not there. I don't have that bag. It's like it hadn't registered in my brain that I don't have it. And it was really a pain not having it with, you know, because I have a toddler. So, you know, I was like, dang it. I guess I really do want that bag. So I texted her and she didn't text me back. So I ended up buying it online and shipping it to the store. And then doing like a return and then using my credit for it. So all in all, I'm happy I got the bag. I really love the zipper on the bag. It's awesome. If you have the older version or you had the older version or you've looked at the bag in the store and you thought that zipper is too difficult, like I don't even want to deal with that, go check it out now because the bag, it's so different and easy to get into. The only thing is though, be careful with the zipper when you're putting your hand in there, because if you're unzipping it and you go, ooh, it's sharp, a little sharp sometimes. So just, you know, kind of be mindful of that. Don't like rub your stuff on it. And the zipper is way sharper than my old zipper, because when I first put my hand in there, I was like, oh, geez, I need gloves or something. But anyway, I'm gonna check the corners. I will keep y'all updated if anything happens to this bag, or if, you know, whatever happens to it. I'm fingers crossed that nothing does happen to the bag because I really love that bag. But I have a feeling though, if it is gonna happen, it's gonna happen within the first 30 days. So I'm gonna try to carry it as much as possible. And if something happens to it, I'm just gonna take it back and say, I don't want the bag. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'll probably just use that money and get a different bag, or maybe get 2 other bags, because the price of this bag, you can almost get 2 bags for the price of this one bag, you know, pretty close. You might have to spend like maybe a couple $100 more, but I mean, it's pretty close to being able to get 2 bags, and really depending on what bags you want. Or I may go for an en-pront bag. That's originally what I had thought, that I was just gonna give that bag back, use my credit, or get my credit, and possibly use it towards an en-pront bag, because I don't have an en-pront bag in my collection yet. And I do miss my Matisse, but I ain't getting that bag in canvas anymore. I've had too many issues trying to secure that bag, and I have yet to find one that doesn't have an issue. So I've just kind of said bye-bye to that bag. So anyway, before this video gets too long, I'm gonna cut it off. If you have any questions or you know, whatever, any comments, anything, just leave it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Y'all have a great day and thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up or subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.